Hey, Golden Eagles, welcome back to Touchdown Talk with Coach Clint Smith. Coach, how you doing today, brother?
Good. How are y'all?
I'm doing good. We're making it. So with the playoffs, let's just get right into it. Playoffs is coming up. Definitely an exciting time for football. With the playoffs slowly becoming set, how do you as a coach and other coaches adjust practice-wise and strategy-wise and everything? How do y'all prepare?
Well, we've still got 2 regular season games left, and we take each week 1 week at a time, and each opponent we give our full attention to. And so as far as practice schedule, things like that, we don't change a whole lot. We try to keep things pretty normal to our routine. And we got a big game against White Plains, our last region game, and then Oxford next week. And once we get through that, then we'll kind of shift our focus more towards the playoffs. But I think the biggest thing is just focusing on ourselves, really playing the best that we can play, make sure we're doing the things to make us the best that we can be this time of year.
Got it. I like that. I love that. That's motivation. You had to keep that motivation. So we were talking about in the Storm Sports podcast. We mentioned the weather changing and how it may affect the guys. What do y'all as a team do to adjust to the cold weather? Because it's getting colder out there.
It is. Football's the sport that you play. It's kind of a long season. When you start, it's 100 degrees out there. When you finish, hopefully it's down around freezing. So there is a big contrast in the weather, but we try not to pay that much of attention to it. Of course, the colder it gets, the more I guess clothing they decide to wear or whatever. But we don't change anything or do anything any different. Our guys do a really good job of handling that, and it goes back to a lot of the mental toughness of the game, and hopefully, especially for the guys that's got a lot of experience, doing this, it's really not that big of a change for us.
Yeah. So, do you, as a head coach at Jacksonville High School, feel the atmosphere and feel the support from the band, the cheerleaders, and the fans on a Friday night?
Absolutely.
Home and away.
Absolutely, we do. I think we've, created, over the past 12 years, one of the greatest, game day atmospheres around here. And I tell people all the time, it doesn't matter if we're playing at home or if we're playing on the road. A lot of times when we travel, we have just as many, if not more, people than the home team does. And so we've got a great following from our community. And, and our kids really feed off of the band and the cheerleaders and the student section and things like that. And so, the band, the cheerleaders, the students, they have an impact in the game, and especially when we're playing at home. And, we've got 3 straight home games coming up, and it's just a tremendous opportunity to show the school spirit. But we really feel the atmosphere. We've played at some places that, the home team, didn't really create a great atmosphere, but we always have that great following, and, our guys really feed off the band and the cheerleaders, the students, and we can feel that. And it helps create an atmosphere that's good for everybody, and that's what the whole high school experience is about, is Friday nights. Mm-hmm. And regardless of what part of it you are, whether you're a player or in the band or cheerleading or just a student, you have a chance to go out there and experience a Friday night, which is just a lot of fun. And especially as we move towards the end of the year and into the playoffs, it becomes more and more crucial. And so hopefully we'll continue that, and our students and our fans will come out and support us, and I know they will. And of course the band and cheerleaders always do a great job of picking us up and just creating a great atmosphere.
Yeah. Charter bus or school bus or car, however I get there, I'm honored to cheer y'all on every Friday night. So what do you as a coach tell your players as the end of the regular season is approaching?
Well, the big focus for us is, regardless of what's happened up to this point, you want to try to be peaking at the right time. You want to, we've played some good football this year, but as we go into the end of the year, we just got to make sure we clean everything up, make sure that we're playing as sound as we possibly can, because the competition level does ramp up as you get into the playoffs. And so, just really about us and making sure that we're doing all the things that we need to do so that when we step foot out there on Friday night, we're the best that we can be. And so that's really the biggest focus is peaking at the right time and getting our guys to playing their best football at this time of year.
That's good. You mentioned game day atmosphere just a couple seconds ago. Do you feel as a coach that Now, this isn't a question that I prepared. This is just something off the top of my head. But do you feel that, like, every week the atmosphere gets higher, whether it's home or away, or do you feel that's just the same every week?
Well, I think as the year goes on, especially when you're having a good year, I think the excitement builds. Of course, you have games throughout the year that are always going to have a great atmosphere. When we play Alexandria, it's always going to be a big game, regardless of what the records are or anything else. When you play those in-county teams, there's always a sense of, a higher sense of, community and things like that, because it is such a big game with our, we know them, they know us, our communities are close. And so there's certain games throughout the year that you never have to worry about that. But even when you play in those teams that you may not have a rivalry with or anything like that, it plays a big deal. And as the season goes on, especially with White Plains being an in-county team this week, and then Oxford coming in, who is having a great year, and then as we get into the playoffs, I think that excitement does build, so it's just a fun time of year.
That's good. I've always wondered like how different schools do game day, but I feel like I'm blessed here to be here on game day. Like, just when me and a couple other guys toured Jacksonville State University on game day last week, we felt that atmosphere, and they didn't say one word about the game, but we just felt it. Mm-hmm. And that's for any school. And I feel like we are definitely blessed to have that here, and a lot of that starts with the football team. Of course, that's the sport that starts in the fall. That's the sport that starts off the school year. And I feel like we're just beyond blessed as Golden Eagles.
And I think that builds with each sport.
Absolutely.
Football seems to be the first sport, football and volleyball, cross country. And then it kind of goes into basketball and then into more spring sports. And I think, if you're able to start the year off and you have, good seasons in those fall sports, I think the school spirit really just picks up as the year goes on. And so I think, as you get into the spring, it's just momentum that builds throughout the year. So I think that's good for all of our sports and our, the cheerleaders, the band, everybody. It's just a fun atmosphere. You only get to be in high school once, and that's one of the great things about high school is on game days. Like I said, regardless of how you're involved in it, it takes everybody together to create that atmosphere. And there's a lot of places that do not have that, and we are blessed and fortunate to have that.
That's good. Well, you heard it from Coach, guys, but that concludes it from this week's Touchdown Talk. My name is Matthew Vanover, along with Coach Clint Smith. We'll see you all on Friday night. Go Eagles.